Good morning and welcome to another soup recipe. Today we're making Crockpot chicken tortilla soup, and with the leftovers we're going to do some loaded nachos. Here are the ingredients, and I will leave the recipe in the description box below, but we're going to fill that crockpot up with all of this delicious goodness and make a big pot of soup. All right, you probably already have all these ingredients right in your pantry. So the first step is to spray the bottom of the crock pot with a non-stick spray. Then I'm taking one package of chicken tenderloins from Costco. These were frozen, and I thawed them out, and I'm layering them in the bottom of the crock pot. All right, the next step is I took one medium onion and I chopped it up finely, and I'm just going to pour that right on top of the chicken. All right, next we're going to mix together the beans, the corn, the tomatoes. There's the crock pot. And I'm going to do that in a separate bowl because I want to mix this well without disturbing the chicken. Now the recipe called for 2 cans of the tomatoes with the peppers in it. I only had 1, so I'm using 1 jar of my canned tomatoes. Black beans, pinto beans, corn, and we're just going to mix all that together in a bowl. And then I've got some seasoning over on the side that I'm going to mix together with some chicken broth. So I have 4 cups of hot water, and I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of that better than bouillon chicken base. It is really good. So I'm going to add in 2 heaping tablespoons of that. You could just use regular box chicken broth. I'm going to mix that together. Then I am adding 2 heaping tablespoons or 1 packet of the Hidden Valley Ranch dry mix. And then I'm going to be adding a 1/2 cup of taco seasoning, the McCormick's that comes in the bottle. You could certainly use the packets of taco seasoning mix and the packets of the Hidden Valley Ranch, but this is what I had on hand. So I'm going to stir that in together, mix that up, and then we'll pour everything in the crock pot. All right, I'm going to pour this right over the chicken tenders and the onion. First thing goes the vegetables. I'm pouring that right over. And then the broth with the seasoning. And then I'm going to lightly stir this together. Get all of that seasoning out. I don't want to disturb the chicken tenderloins at the bottom, but to give it a good stir, I'm going to put the lid on. It's early in the morning. I've got a lot of sewing to do today, so I'm setting this on low for 8 hours. Now after 2 hours, I come in and check that chicken. It's almost cooked through, but I'm going to give it a good stir, make sure those seasonings get stirred around. Then we're going to put the lid back on, and I'll get back to work. All right, it is about 7 hours into the cooking process, and now I want to take out those tenderloins. They're all cooked through. I'm taking them out, and I'm going to shred these, and then we'll put it right back in the crock pot. All right, we have about 45 minutes left on our cooking time, so I'm just going to drop this right back in, put the lid on it, and then let it finish cooking. And it's already thickened up nicely. It looks delicious. Now it is time to get ready to serve this. I've got 2 cute chicken soup mugs, and I've got my ladle. So I'm just going to ladle out 2 servings of soup. I've got tortilla chips on the plate. And that's what we're going to eat this with. Look at that. Oh, and it smells so good. I wish you could smell it. That Rotel Tomatoes really makes this. If you have 2 cans, please use that because it makes all the difference in the world in the taste. All right, so there is the soup going right into those mugs, and then we're going to enjoy it with some shredded cheddar cheese and a dollop of sour cream. Now you can use that Mexican variety of shredded cheese. That is really good. I did not have that. I just had sharp cheddar, which works fine. But boy, that really tops it off. Then I usually like to crumble some of those chips up on top. And this is such a good supper. Easy. I got a lot done today in my craft room. And it smelled good all day long. I was excited about trying this soup. So there it is. Got some tortilla chips, and we're going to have a really good supper. All right, it's the next night and we're going to have some leftovers. We're going to make nachos with this. So I have the paste nacho cheese sauce, some tortilla chips, and then our soup. So I heated up some soup. I'm going to fill up the bowls with these nacho chips. It's a good way to have these for leftovers the next day. And you know, soup is always best the second day. So I'm just filling up the bowls with these chips. I'm going to pour some of that soup that I've taken a lot of the liquid out and just pour it right on top of the chips. Then I took the paste nacho cheese sauce and heated it up in the microwave. It's nice and hot. And I'm going to pour that right on top of the chips. So we're going to have some great nachos with these leftovers. And that is supper tonight. We had a huge breakfast late, and so we really weren't that hungry. So we're just going to eat this for dinner, and boy, is it good. So I hope you'll think about trying this recipe. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for our next soup recipe next week. Have a blessed day.